Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining today's IC Realtime webinar. In today's webinar, we will be discussing IC Realtime's Max versus FlexLine. Now, this is a series of webinars that discusses the differences in our lineups, product lineups, including our Elite line, our Max line, our Flex line, and our Edge line. I have muted everyone's microphones, but I will take any questions anyone might have at the end of the webinar. My name is Michael Caballero. I'm one of the National Sales Executives here at IC Realtime, and let's get started. So we're going to be talking today about the Max line versus the Flex line. And these are two of our four different lines that we have, including our Edge line, which is our cost competitive line. We have our Max and Flex line, which is our mid-range lines. And then we have our Elite line, which is our highest end line of cameras and recorders. So let's talk about what is the Max line and what's the difference between the two. So the Max line and Flex line do have many of the same great features, but there are some differences. With our Max, you're going to get your fixed wide-angle lenses, our mid-size 1U recorders that are not rack mountable, but only shelf mountable, full color night vision on certain SKUs. That's going to have our soft white light line. Our wedge dome models as well, including our W20 and W40Fs, and then our small size bullets as well. So where does the Max fit in? They are home automation compatible. You're going to have residential and commercial installers, club and restaurant outfitters, school system and law enforcement, retail loss management prevention, and of course, industrial and commercial IT departments, and government and agency security facilities. So what are some of our FlexSmart AI features that are going to come in our Max lines? You're going to have your intelligent motion detection, your intelligent tripwire, and your intelligent perimeter protection. Now, you're going to find this both in the Max and the Flex line. You'll have the same great feature sets. You'll only have that with, again, your fixed lens cameras, wedge dome cameras, and your shelf mountable recorders. So here's going to be some of the capabilities of our Max cameras here. You're going to have wide angle fixed lens, 2 megapixel, 4 megapixel, and 5 megapixel resolution in our coax line. These cameras do support audio with integrated microphones, or many of them do. Some will not come with integrated microphones. Micro SD storage internally. Alarm contacts on the pigtails. Full night color models. Our smart II night vision for cameras that do not support the soft white light. You can get motion detection, of course, tripwire and perimeter, like we discussed. Some TAA compliant options. You'll get them in black and white finishes. Now, we are bringing in many black models of cameras and mounts as well. So you're going to be seeing that very soon. And of course, vandal resistant functionality. Now, all of these are compatible with our other lines and can be mixed and matched. You can mix Edge cameras with Elite cameras, MX with FX, FX with Edge. You can mix and match all of these to suit your needs and capabilities. So our Max recorder is going to be our 1U mid-size recorder. Again, this is going to be a shelf mount recorder. It's going to support all of our FlexSmart AI technology. It's going to have an integrated PoE switch and built-in PoE ports. You're going to have 2 internal SATA ports supporting up to 8 terabytes of storage on each SATA port, giving you 16 terabytes of storage. And you're going to have your 10-year limited warranty. These are a couple of our Max cameras in action here. And this is going to be your Ipfx E40F IRW2. Here it goes with your IR. And again, this is the same Ipfx E40F IRW2 fixed lens camera. So our night color technology is what we have renamed our Eye Sniper technology. So this is going to give you, instead of your traditional IR LED emitters, you're going to have a couple of soft white light LEDs in more of the 3000 Kelvin range. So a very warm white light. Now that camera is going to illuminate that scene, keeping the image in color. So it is, for all intents and purposes, a spotlight. So that is something to keep in mind, just in case you're going to install this in a home that has HOA rules about spotlights coming off of a home or a residence. So it's something you're going to want to keep in mind. But this is going to give you the ability to have an adjustable soft white light to illuminate that scene at nighttime to give you full color. You're also going to get, with any of our lines, our free design layouts as well. So you'll have the ability to reach out to your sales executive if you need a design layout. All we need is a floor plan or a satellite image, like a Google satellite view, and we'll be able to create a design layout that's going to give you all of your camera positions, your coverage areas, including your doorway distances, so you can have more success at winning any of those bids. And these are going to be home automation compliant cameras as well. So next, we're going to talk about what the Flex line is. So the Flex, though you'll find some of similar technologies inside, this is going to give you varifocal lens cameras. So Flex is always going to be your varifocal cameras, 4K resolution models, rack mountable recorders, of course, pan tilt zoom options, and pinhole camera options as well. So where does the Flex fit in? Very similar. You're going to have home automation, compatibility, warehouse and industrial facilities, residential and communities, correctional facilities. Here you can use them for grow house and processing, law enforcement, of course, cannabis and hemp options as well. So this is going to be huge for our GREENLINE and then multi-site convenience stores as well. You'll still have that same Flex AI technology, including intelligent motion detection, tripwire, and perimeter protection. So again, Flex capabilities here. So this is where you're going to find your varifocal, generally in your 2.7 to 12 millimeter varifocal lens. Now do keep in mind with varifocal cameras that varifocal cameras are meant to, yes, be adjusted in terms of their zoom to adjust their focal length, but they're not like a PTZ where you're going to have the ability to zoom in and out on a regular basis. This is going to be more of a set it and forget it kind of situation where instead of just having your fixed lens, you need some adjustability to your focal length. You can make that adjustment and then leave it alone. Now here you're going to find also 2, 4, and 5 megapixel resolutions, along with 8 megapixel 4K resolutions as well. Beyond that, everything else is pretty much the same when it comes between the Flex and a Max. Now our Flex recorders here are going to be rack mountable as opposed to shelf mountable. So if you need a 1U rack mountable solution, the Flex recorder is what you're going to look for. Now, other than that rack mountable functionality, there is absolutely no difference between the FX recorders and the MX recorders. They're both going to have the same capabilities and technologies, only difference being that rack mountable chassis size. Now here is our Ipfx D80v, so 8 megapixel resolution here. Along with our D80v with IRs. You'll still get that free design layout technology, and you're still going to find the home automation compatibility. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is take any questions anyone might have. I do ask that if you have any questions, you go to the top of your Zoom meeting, you go to the Q&A tab, and you can enter your questions in there. I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. No issues with any kind of bugs in terms of your spotlight. I mean, you may capture a few, as yeah, we all know that spotlights tend to gravitate, but one thing is, with the softer white light, you're going to have less bugs than you would if you had a more of a higher Kelvin range, like a cold white light. So not too many issues there. And the part number is going to be our IPMX E40F IRW2. You'll see LED as well, so dash LED. Any of those will indicate any of our soft white light. We have them in bullet, we have them in dome, and we have them in eyeball turret as well. Justin, will the PTZ functions be managed in Savant? Yes, in Savant, PTZ functions do work for control. And Kevin, you are correct, confirming that the Flex does not have the same night color function as the Max. The reason for that is going to be you don't have the ability to adjust the distances, and they're more of a shorter distances. So if you use the varifocal functionality, you might zoom out past the coverage area of the soft white light. In the EL category, you're going to find our non-integrated PO recorder. So your 6060, your 6032, 6064, and 8128. We do have a dedicated EL webinar coming up soon. Randy, yeah, that would be covered in another webinar. Also, if you go to our YouTube page and you go to IC Realtime, search IC Realtime, you'll find our YouTube channel there. And in that YouTube channel, under webinars and training webinars, you'll find my video for the ICRSS Pro mobile application that covers every bit of it, including playback. Uh, Riley, great question. We already have a version of, not really, it's not Ella per se, but we already have with our FlexSmart AI and our intelligent motion detection, as well as our perimeter protection, the ability to do people and vehicle searches right through the webinar and recorder and cameras. So you don't need Ella anymore for any of that. It's already embedded in the recorders and cameras at no additional cost. So when you set up intelligent motion detection or perimeter protection, you have that ability to then search just using the ability to search for people and vehicles or non-motor vehicles, and it's going to give you a database of all the intelligent motion instances of people and vehicles on your cameras. And Riley, if you're interested in deeper diving on that, again, go to YouTube, icrealtime.com, in your search, click on our page or channel, and then go to training and webinars, and you'll find the new technology webinar that discusses our intelligent motion detection as well as our perimeter protection in more detail. No problem, sir. All right. Well, it looks like no one else has any questions at this time. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us on today's IC Real Time webinar. My name is Michael Caballero. I'm one of the national sales executives here at IC Real Time. Have a fantastic weekend and stay safe.